What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Strike Dragon TV. Today we have an Anthem live stream breakdown video for you guys. I'm just going to quickly go over a few pieces of key information that they gave us in the live stream today, December 13th, 2018. If you are really interested or you want to know more about it, I'll leave the links in the description to their Twitch page where you can watch their VODs. I don't think they have this live stream up on their YouTube channel just yet, but there is a few pieces of information I may have glossed over. If you want to dissect it for yourselves, I highly recommend doing that. So the first thing I want to get into is the rarity system. The 4 rarities we're told about right off in the beginning of the live stream was common, uncommon, rare, and epic. After that, later on, they introduced us to masterwork and legendary. So starting at the beginning, we already pretty much know what a common, an uncommon, a rare, and an epic is. From the examples given in the live stream, an uncommon weapon will have 1 inscription. A rare will have 2. An epic should have 3. A masterwork will have 4 possible inscriptions. And then a legendary will have 4 also. We'll get into how different the masterworks and legendaries are in just a second. So let's talk about inscriptions really quickly. Inscriptions, think Diablo loot style-esque, right? So you could roll thruster life percentage. You could roll more ammo for a specific weapon. There are, he said, over 100 different inscriptions that you could possibly roll. Not to mention, they can roll inside of a bracket. So it could be anywhere between 5% and 10%. So not only are you looking for a particular piece of gear, but you want it to roll with the inscriptions you're going to use, and then you want it to roll with the highest possible value. Personally, as a digital hoarder and a slight min-maxer, I love this idea. Give me something to chase. Give me something to play for. Don't let me pick up a weapon and be done with that weapon. I want a reason to keep playing. And quite frankly, good gameplay just isn't enough. I need something to go after. And they've presented us with just that. So moving forward, we have the masterwork and the legendary. The masterwork, while having 4 inscriptions possible that can be random rolls out of certain pools, we also have an orange effect text. So one of the examples we saw in the live stream today was while hovering, gain a percentage, I think it was 70% more damage on critical hits or weak points. So while you're hovering, if you shoot someone in, let's say, the head, you're going to do 70% more damage. That's insane. And that's only one weapon. That's only one flavor text. Like I said before, these are more like Diablo style legendary weapons rather than like Destiny 2's or Destiny 1's exotic weapons, where the effect is really, really pronounced. It's almost relied upon. While these effects in Anthem can still be relied upon to build your build around, it won't exactly make or break the weapon. So then we have the legendary, the absolute last thing. The description we got for a legendary weapon was take a masterwork, give it a level increase, give it a power increase, and it's going to have a deeper pool of inscriptions to pull from. Different inscriptions, and while I'm speculating here, possibly a higher value possibility as well. So legendary weapons are going to be that last thing to chase. So talking about the gear that we can get, the higher level you are, the higher rarity you can obtain. So while at a level 5, you might be able to obtain an epic item, but it's going to be super, super hard. As you level up, your chances of getting higher rarities increase steadily. Also, doing the harder content increases your chance of getting a higher rarity item, along with difficulty level. If we're talking about free play or you've selected to do a mission, we know that we have 6 total difficulty levels. We're going to have Lancer, Freelancer, and Master. And then those are the 3 that we've been introduced to so far. After that, with release, we're going to have Grandmaster 1, 2, and 3. So again, kind of that Diablo feel with the torment levels. They don't change the name, but they change the level of difficulty still. So moving forward, still talking about gear, but we're going to move into crafting. So we know that crafting's a possibility. It doesn't seem like it's going to be super pronounced, but so far collecting a certain weapon over and over and over or crafting it over and over and over is going to be the only ways as of right now to re-roll those inscriptions. So if you pick up a masterwork weapon, the orange text will be the exact same as every other masterwork weapon of that particular name. So if you pick up the exploder, and let's say its orange flavor text is it explodes upon impact, that will be the same. The 4 inscriptions underneath, however, will change. So if they don't meet your criteria or they're on the low end of the possible values, you're going to want to craft it or obtain it again. Also, while talking about gear and weapons, unfortunately right now, they want to focus on going out and you getting your items, so there will be no player trading. I'm not 100% sure if that was disclosed anytime before this. I don't remember them saying anything about trading as of yet, but today we were told that trading is not going to be possible. So moving on to the combo system. So I know we've seen it in a lot of the gameplay trailers. I know they've talked about it a few times, but until now I don't think we've had any real prime examples or information about how a combo system would work in a third-person shooter like this. So now in this live stream, they introduced us to primer weapons and detonator weapons. So basically what this means is you're going to have a weapon that applies a status effect, and then you're going to have a weapon that triggers some kind of combo off of enemies that are primed with a status effect. So if you have a flamethrower and you light them on fire eventually, and then you hit it with a detonator weapon, it will actually detonate an effect. So that's how the combo system would work. And the different javelins actually have different combos. So the Colossus has an AoE explosion when it combos. So it's going to hit the main guy, but it's also going to do massive AoE around that guy. The Ranger has super high single target impact damage. Really great for bosses. So I'm assuming you light the boss on fire, the Ranger comes in, combos off of him, and does huge amounts of damage. The Storm spreads the effect. Now, in the live stream, they were both kind of speaking at the same time, but you clearly hear Ben Irving say the effect. So while the example given was ice, we could assume that it would work with fire or lightning or whatever the effect is. So when a Storm combos, hits the main guy and spreads out the effect amongst the other enemies in the area. The Interceptor is very interesting, and I think is going to be really fun to set up with melee builds. When you combo with an Interceptor, you gain an aura of that elemental damage type and carry it around with you for an undisclosed amount of time. One other thing that I wanted to touch on is the components section. So we knew that there were going to be weapons, we knew that we were going to have gear slots or abilities. One thing that they did not previously disclose was the addition of components. Now, components themselves are basically stat boosts. They give you something. On the component itself, it can also roll inscriptions. So you can get a component that gives you more thruster life that could also roll with the inscription of more thruster life. You see where I'm going with this? And the inscriptions and the components, all of that can stack together. Assumably, if you rolled everything you could into thruster life, you could probably fly for a very, very long time without the use of water to cool off your thrusters, which could lead to some pretty interesting builds. Bomber, anyone? Alright guys, so I think that's gonna about do it for this video. I just wanted to share those things with you in case you missed the live stream. Again, I'm going to leave the link down in the description. If you are interested or you are excited for this game, I highly recommend you watch the whole thing, as I didn't get a chance to cover absolutely everything. As usual, I'll leave all my social media links down in the description box below. If you want my Discord server, you can DM me on any of those, and I will get you the link to that ASAP. Other than that, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next one.